Okay, so I am doing a product review of the 1V Salon liquid dye kit and their brow lamination and lash lift kit. Let me pick it up and show you. So 1V Salon was nice enough to send this to me to do a review for them. And I just want you guys to know that I don't get paid for these reviews either. And they do offer, companies typically do offer, they offered, which was very nice. I don't take any payment so that you just feel like it's more of a genuine review. So these are the kits, and our client here is going to be getting a brow lamination, and I'm going to use the new liquid dye on her, which is the world's first henna-free dye. So that is what they say. We're gonna see how good they are. I will show you guys everything the kit comes with, the colors that they offer, and I'll be giving her a lash lift with the kit as well, which they say that it is for both brow lamination and lash lift. So let's see our client here. And let me just make sure you can see me. We'll start how we normally do, cleansing the brows. My brow cleanser. I've been using this Mina brow conditioning cleanser. I get it off of Amazon. Really like it. So if you need something in a pinch, I think it's great, but I order it regularly. And just making sure. Do you have any makeup on your brows now?
No, there might be like leftover from yesterday.
No, they look good. And we'll just be cleansing them. A little bit there. Nice. And she has such great brows and lashes for this, so that's great. So this is the kit. It comes with its own instructions. I will read off these instructions. I'm still gonna do my own thing if it's not exactly what I do, but I will take a look at them to see if I agree with the instructions. And comes with steps 1, 2, and 3. They are 10 sachets. Is it sachets or sachets? I don't know, but they're vegan. The setting, neutralizing, and moisturizing. Lash lift shields, the Y combs, some Lamy Lift balm, and adhesive, one of these picks for separating the lashes, and a little spatula, rubber spatula. So I will be using these throughout the procedure and my own tools just to see how they work and give you an idea for the whole kit. And then we'll get into the dyes. Okay, it says, treatment time varies depending on the individual client's lashes. True. Oh, this is lash lift. Let's start with brow lamy. Per sachet, you can usually treat between 3 or 4 clients. Gently massage them prior to opening. Once open, use within 24 hours or 7 days for patch testing. Perform a patch test for each treatment. Refrain from using water and cling wrap. Interesting. No water, no cling wrap. That is interesting because most of these solutions want you to use cling wrap because it like conducts heat. So maybe that's going to cause some over processing. She has been a client of mine for a while, and she has really good brows. They're not like difficult or anything, so I don't think I'd need the cling wrap anyway, but that is interesting to me. Here is the lifting cream, step 1. Take that out of there. I'll take out a step 2. It's pretty interesting that it says you can use it on 3 to 4 clients. So maybe I'll try to be sparing with it, and I'll use it for her lash lift as well. Step 2. There's our step 3. I mean, they feel like good sized packets. Now, lash and brow adhesive and the Lamy Lift Balm. I don't usually use a balm because it acts as a barrier, especially on the brows. On the lashes, yes. I'll probably be using the balm. I don't know about the adhesive. I've kind of gotten myself out of using adhesive for lash lifts. I definitely don't use it on the brows. I used to when I first started doing brow lamination, so we'll see. So let's see. Nice and thorough, complete the client's consultation. I have her consultation sheet. I've been seeing her for a while. They're comfortable. Position your client comfortably. Sanitize your hands. Take a before photograph. Nice. Remove any traces of makeup using an oil-free makeup remover and a clean cotton pad. Then place in a bin when completed. This is nice and thorough, guys. We did all that. Apply either lash and brow adhesive or Lamy Lift Balm to brow. If you're using Lamy Lift Balm, apply a good amount with a silicone brush in an upward motion. Brow hairs will instantly lift and lock in place. Use the Y comb to brush the hairs into the desired shape. And if you're using the adhesive, apply section by section. Wait until it's tacky, brush it up with the Y comb, and then move on. I think I'm going to skip that. In just my experience, but I will open the balm so you can see. Glue is glue. But let's take a look at this balm. There's just really no need for a barrier to the hairs. I do understand why people use it. I'm just saying, for me, with my experience, it's kind of nice that it comes with it, but let's take a look at it. You know, it's very thin. It is very thin. And I'll show you there. I'm just showing on the other camera. I don't hate it. I'm just going to not use it because the neutralizing solution, the lifting solution should do it on its own. I will use it for the lashes so we can see it on the lashes. So that being said, I'm going to move on to the next step, but I will take out this rubber spatula brush anyway. Using a tool of your choice, apply a generous amount of step 1 to the brows. Work it into the brow hairs to make sure even distribution. True. Wipe off any excess from the skin around the brows. Processing time, 4 to 5 minutes for very fine. Natural, 5 to 6. Thick brows, 6 to 8 minutes. That's a nice short amount of time. So we'll see. Hopefully that will be true to the time. So I'm going to massage the packet like they said. Right. See what I'm doing here? Okay. I like this little rubber spatula. I think it's nice. Like anything that makes you use less disposables that can be sterilized is nice. I'm doing the other brow. Okay. Make sure everything's nice and coated. It doesn't smell too bad. It has a slight smell to it. I think comparing it to brow code, which is what I typically use, but this looks pretty standard as brow lamy solutions go. So I will give that. Alexa, set a timer for 6 minutes. And just because I'm me, now that it's been open, I don't want it oxidizing, so I'm just going to tape it closed while her brows are processing so that it doesn't get too much contact with the air if I am going to use the rest, which I am on her lash lift. And it is funny that they said 5 to 6. Did they say 5 to 6? 3 to 4 clients, because there is a good amount in here. So that's nice. That's good to know. That's a lot of value for the kit. So there is 6 minutes on the timer, and I will be back in 6 minutes. All right, so it's been 6 minutes, and I am pleasantly surprised. Let's brush through here and look. I think 6 minutes was plenty of processing time for her. Like I said, I know her brows. She has really good brows, so I wasn't expecting to have trouble. And I didn't use any wrap as they instructed, but I didn't use the balm or the glue. I just kind of freestyled it. Not that you shouldn't try it, or I'm not even saying anything bad about it. I'm just in the habit of not using it, and I'm not gonna freestyle products on a client when they're coming in for a service. So it's not in my habit to use the balm, and I didn't want to find out the hard way that it interfered with the processing on her brows. So I am wiping off step 1 with a cotton round, a dry cotton round. Step 2, their instructions say, using a tool of your choice, apply a generous amount of step 2 to the brows. Make sure to work this into the brow hair to make sure of even distribution. Wipe off any excess from the skin around the brows. Processing time, very fine, 4 to 5 minutes. Natural brows, 5 to 6. Thick to very thick brows, 6 to 8 minutes. This is true. Whatever processing time you do for step 1, typically you want to match for step 2. I am in the habit of doing 10 minutes flat for step 2, no matter how long or short they were processing for. If they were processing for over 10 minutes, which is very rare, especially with today's solutions because they're so advanced that they're faster, they're rarely processing for longer than 10 minutes. But say they were, I would match that time over 10 minutes. But I'm going to do a minimum of 10 minutes on her. So basically it was 6 minutes of processing for step 1, and then 6 minutes they're recommending of neutralizing for step 2, but I will be doing 10 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Starting now.
And again, it says don't use any wrap. Okay. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, so I am wiping off step 2. Her brows are laminated. And now I am going to shape them and tint them. I can tint them, right?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I want them to.
Thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna map her brows as I normally would. It's literally the next step. Okay. Do I normally do a long tail on you? Or do I do it where your natural hairs
I have
end?
no idea.
I'm gonna end her tail like right there.
Whatever you think looks best.
Okay. Because of her natural hair growth, even though her eye anatomy would suggest that her tail would end here under normal circumstances, I am going to end it here because her hair naturally doesn't come down that far, and that's just a lot of like artificial area to be filling with tint. I mean, tint is meant to compensate for sparse areas of the brows, but there's no need to really do all that. It's just too dramatic, and it's not going to look natural on the client. Okay. All right. Nice. Just making sure I got the shot for you guys. You know, I really like this mapping string. It's from BH Cosmetics. It's not even on here, but it could be a little more pigmented. It runs out kind of quickly. Just gonna go over it with my mapping pen. The reason why, can you turn your head a little like this? The reason why I'm not carving out the top is because I'm gonna be brushing the tint up to get it through the brows, so I don't want to, just gonna be mushing that line anyway. When I'm doing it, I'm gonna be like visualizing that I'm filling in that area. So I'm gonna clean up the bottoms with wax first, and I'll be leaving the tops for later. It's that underneath area right there that can be so tricky. Okay. I think that when you're tinting, you can really wax at any point, but I like to do the bottom first because it's just going to give me a cleaner line across. You'll be able to see better. Just getting my tweezers out of my barbicide. Have you been cleaning up your brows on your own, like with a like a razor?
Not a razor.
Tweezer?
Yeah.
A little growth coming back in. Nice. Okay. That pull didn't take as many hairs as I wanted, so instead of putting her through it with the tweezer, just gonna do a second strip. But that's it. After your second pull, you know the deal. You cannot re-pull Must tweeze after that. Well, that was better. All right, I might still clean up, but I'm gonna leave that there. And we are going to move on to the tinting. Optional color boost. Apply using a brush, remove dye after 3 to 5 minutes. So let's move on to this liquid dye, which is supposed to be the star of the show. And this kit came with the developer, a pretty big developer, a brush, a pair of scissors, this little plastic cup to mix. I'll use it, it's cute. And let me see if I get it in the shot. Ash blonde, light brown, medium brown, dark brown, and noir black. So for her, your hair is dyed, right?
Yeah.
It's naturally like a chocolate brown?
Yeah, it's naturally like a light brown. You can kind of see it.
Yes, so you have like chocolate undertones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, the dark brown says it has warm undertones, which is good. That'll work for her. How long do you, I mean, how dark do you really care to like have your brows? You don't mind if they're dark because they last?
I like them dark, yeah.
So then I'd probably just use the straight dark brown on her. If she was more like, I have somewhere to go tonight, I would probably mix it with some medium brown so that she would not be looking crazy. And I'm gonna use their brush. Nice brush, okay. So, the developer, nice. Oh, the liquid dye, sorry. I'm gonna open the developer. And they each come with their own instructions. Shake well, mix equal parts liquid dye and developer into a creamy paste. Mixing ratio is 1:1. 4 to 5 drops of each solution is enough for both brows. Okay. Now the only other solution I've used that looks similar to that would be like Brow Code's hybrid dye. And again, this is not hybrid dye. It doesn't have any henna in it. So it looks very similar to the bottle. And I'll show you the consistency. I like that their developer comes in this pump bottle because, you know, developer oxidizes. It's literally called oxidant. So this is going to keep this good for a while, and it's a nice sized bottle. So shake this up. Again, this is dark brown we're using. Can you see here? Okay. I'll put it under here. Yeah, it looks very similar to Brow Code, just a little thinner. I mean, that was more than the drops that they said, but that's fine. I'm going to do equal parts anyway. It looks a little separated in there. Let me shake it again and see if that's just how it is, because maybe it settled on the bottom. Let's see. I'm going to clean this cup out and try it again. No. Okay, good. I think we're good. The reason why you want to make sure you mix really thoroughly is because obviously I'm doing this demonstration for you guys, but that would have really messed up the like chemical components in the bottle if there was something settled on the bottom and then I took out the top, right? Obviously this is a mixture. So I guess it's like a clear dye. You know what this reminds me of? The Bronson gel, which I really like, so I'm hopeful. And then equal parts, which usually can be tricky. That's something you have to get an eye for. There it is. It's probably going to be like a pump and a half. That might not make sense to you, but to my eye on the screen, that feels like, I mean, off the screen, that feels like a equal mix. And then I got my dye mixer. So this little dish, it could be smaller. It's not helping me like mix very thoroughly. I usually use one of those dap-in dishes for nails. Look, I even had it out. I had it ready. But I decided to use what they gave, which is fine. But it didn't thoroughly mix everything, so I'll thoroughly mix now. And let's get it on the brows here. I like it. This reminds me a lot of the Bronson dye. And I'm just kind of making sure it's all packed in there, and then I'm gonna make it neat, but it's more important you get it in there while it's processing because the clock is ticking. This is a nice color too. It happens to match her hair perfectly as far as undertones go. And it is a true dark brown. I couldn't see it at first either, but I do see now that it has some warm undertones, like they said, developing underneath it, so that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna brush through. I don't know what the other angle of the camera looks like right now, so I'm sorry if you're just like staring at the side of my head or something. Oh, it develops fast. It's like leaving a nice stain on here. And then very nice. The most important thing is to get your shape in while it's processing. As far as it being perfectly neat outside the lines, that you don't have to worry about because you can clean that up with tint remover. But you want to get it where it needs to be before it, or like while it's developing. So. Very pretty. And it says 3 to 5 minutes to leave it on. I would suspect we've spent a couple minutes already. All of these tints have a limit where they're just going to stop processing, so I will take it off. Probably a little after 5 minutes. I'll set a timer for 2 more minutes just because. Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
But I'm going to spend that time touching up her shape. All of that. clean around her. See, she didn't even need a cleanup on the top, which of course I can still do. You can always do it, even if they don't have any hair up there that need to be cleaned, but sometimes it's just not, it's really not worth it to traumatize the skin. I am gonna do her centers though. And I'm gonna clean up a little more on this brow. Can you just turn this way for me? Alexa, stop the timer. I'm gonna leave that sitting for a second. And of course, as you go, like minute to minute, you can start wiping from the center to give that nice ombre fade, but I'm gonna manually fade them after with tint remover because that is just what's gonna work right now. And it works just as well. Okay. So it says to use a clean cotton bud. So I think that that's just a little too dry, which might have been me leaving it on for too long. I'm just using an oil, which is totally fine, especially post lamination. It's an organic argan oil that I just keep in a squeeze bottle for myself. And I press and then pull in the direction of the hairs to remove the excess tint. That's looking nice. That gave a nice stain in the skin where we were compensating for arch, which is the same exact space that most people lack an arch. I have it too. Mine are just tattooed in, so nothing wrong with her brows. Most people don't have hair there, and then we have created this like ideal where we like hair there. Okay. I like it. This is decent tint, or dye they're calling it, which it is a dye because it's so thin in consistency. Nice. I'm going to keep cleaning. Turn this. The good thing when a client gets like their brows tinted is that when you're painting in the brows, it gives you such a clear line, like where to clean up. So you can really get every hair that's out of place. That's my own tint remover that I'm using to clean around. And we'll do our little ombre fade on the front. So I put a drop of tint remover on a spoolie and I just brush in the direction of the brow hairs and just kind of take off any harsh corners in the front. And then with a clean cotton round, you just wipe that off because you don't want to leave it on the skin. Oh, I like it. It's so pretty. You're gonna like it too, girl.
I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. So I'm gonna put the nourishing, the third step on her, but I'm not gonna finalize the details of her brows until I'm done with her lash lift because I'm gonna be working over her brows. So. Actually, I'm lying. I'm not gonna put step 3 on just yet. I'm gonna put some little more argan oil just to keep them nice and nourished while we work on her lashes. I like it. I think this laminating system is so far so good. So it worked very quickly. I was really surprised at the short amount of time, and that was also interesting, not using any plastic wrap. Oh, it's super pretty. And can you look at the camera? Perfect. And I am going to take you and do an aerial view so you guys can get a good look. So pretty. She's probably like so curious. Okay.
The lashes look so good too.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you like them.
Yay.
Yeah, very pretty.
I wish my brows could stay like this color forever.
I know. Oh, I'm super happy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so some final thoughts. I really like this system. I'm pleasantly surprised. The liquid dye is cool. I like that it's just yet another option for people that are allergic to henna or sensitive to henna. Henna can be pretty scary to work with. I do like it, but if you are allergic to it, you are allergic. And I would repurchase this kit. I definitely love that step 3 serum. That's my favorite step 3 that I've ever used. I think that it's gonna make your after photos look spectacular. I think that the client's gonna prefer it. So that step 3, I would definitely 100% repurchase as a separate purchase. If you can order these individually, which I will have to look. So please like this video. Please follow me if you are not already. If you are a beauty company and you want me to try your products out with the client, my email will be below, and shoot me an email. I will send you my address, the studio's address is public, but if you want to confirm, and I will make a video reviewing your products. I think that it's important for the beauty community to see an in-depth and honest review, and I also like doing it, so let me know. Okay guys, until next time, bye.